everybody, this is Scrapbook.com and it's Sarah here, and we have a very special guest for you today. This is artist and designer Ken Oliver, and he's going to be showing us how to use his color burst watercolors today, which I'm super excited about because the colors are really pretty and I really want to play with them. I love watercolor, and so we're going to learn a bit about them. So Ken, why don't you tell us what we're going to be doing today, a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks, Sarah. I'm super excited to be here. I am an artist, and I love to watercolor. And color burst is one of the things I like to use for watercolor. I don't know, have you used it before?
I used it briefly once, yeah, on a Facebook Live, actually.
So it's so cool because it's like watercolor pigment, and it's in a little bitty bottle, but it's not a liquid, and it's not a cake, it's not a tube, it's powder. And because it's powder, you can get some really intense colors.
Wow.
This is the little project that we're going to color today.
That's so pretty.
It's an heirloom rose. And we're going to use this new assortment. It's called Fresh Florals.
Wow.
And it's brand new for spring. And the colors in here are just dreamy. There's peony, there's wisteria, there's marigold.
Pretty.
There's a really beautiful sap green. There's a Naples yellow. And this is a beautiful color. It's called Prussian blue.
Oh, very nice.
It's a really rich, deep midnight blue.
And is that what, did you use those ones on this over here?
Yeah.
When Terry backs up, she's behind the camera, she'll show you this beautiful piece of art that Ken made, and you can actually win this. We're going to be giving this away, and he signed it even, and we also have this one here that he signed on the back.
And that's actually the print that came off of the stencil piece.
Oh my gosh, cool.
Right.
Yeah, so you did a reverse there. But we're going to be giving away both of these items to one person, and I'll tell you how you can do that a little bit later, so stay tuned. But one person can take this away and make a layout with this or just frame it. They're both really beautiful. Alrighty, so let's get to the color burst.
Well, coloring is so popular right now.
Yeah.
Coloring, like all kinds of coloring, really, really popular. And what you might not have thought before is that you can actually color with color burst.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that, because I've used it as like a background,
right?
And just kind of made little galaxies and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how to do
let
that.
me show you how it's done.
Yeah.
We're going to use a brush.
Okay. Does it matter which size?
Well, I actually put out two options for you there.
Yeah.
I like to use a really thick round brush.
Okay.
So I have a number 12, and I like to use a round brush because a round brush will hold a really nice point whenever I'm watercoloring, and I can get really fine lines. Even though it's a nice big brush, it holds a fine tip.
So by round brush, for people who don't know, those are the long skinny ones with the point, right? Not those flat ones?
Well, what makes it a round brush is that this is called the ferrule of the brush.
Okay.
It's actually round. A flat brush, and I just happen to have one here.
Yeah.
Do you see how the ferrule is flat? And the bristles are longer and actually are trimmed so that they're flat on the edge. And so you can see the difference there.
Yeah.
With this, you can, with the flat brush, you can do wide swatches of color because it's flat and wide. And with the round brush, you can, when that's wet, you can hold a point with that and do fine detail work.
That works really well for coloring little
a round brush works
cool.
well for coloring because it holds that fine tip.
Oh, nice.
And another thing about a nice round brush like this, you see all those bristles right there? Whenever you dip your paintbrush in water, that actually holds water.
Okay.
So you know, like how you might use those water pens or those water barrels? There's the bristles of a traditional paintbrush do the same thing.
Very nice. Okay.
So like when we're painting, we're going to be continually dipping in the water.
Right. Okay.
And I have one other technique that you have to do whenever you're painting with me, and that is you dip your brush in your water, and then you wipe it on your pants.
I'm not.
Well, then you wipe it on your dress.
See, I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing a dress.
But I don't know why I do that, and I cannot not do it. It's like, it's my technique. I dip and then wipe on my pants. And
so you have to wear a special... Oh my gosh. You're all covered.
I walk around all the time like with paint on my right side.
I could like do it on my arm or something.
No, you know what? I got you a paper towel.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people will use a little paper towel.
Yeah.
Or even a washcloth on the side here. But I just happen to wipe it on my pants because that's what I do.
So you guys can try that if you'd like, but we recommend paper towel.
But when you do that, it actually removes a little bit of water from your brush, and it's kind of just my like the way that I do it. I dip and then
just almost have it.
Yeah, it is. It's like almost now compulsive that I do that. So we're gonna start.
So we have these two pieces of watercolor paper here, and they have a very light rose print on them that we're going to be coloring in case it's a little hard to see there.
It is kind of hard to see. I can see up close. I think you can see.
Yeah, very fine.
But what it is,
detail.
it's a rose pattern that's printed on my watercolor paper.
Ooh, pretty.
And this watercolor paper, I specially selected it to use with color burst because it's ultra bright white.
Right.
Now,
so it's really vibrant.
did you know that watercolor paint is actually transparent?
Wow.
So like some paints, like acrylic paints, are opaque. Like you can't see light through them.
Right.
Watercolor is transparent. You actually see light through it. So whenever you lay down watercolor onto your painting surface, whether it's watercolor paper or whatever you're using, light actually reflects from the surface of the paper and back through the color, and that's what makes it show up and makes it so beautiful.
So the super bright white paper that correlates with the color burst really makes the colors stand
Right,
out.
because a lot of white light reflects back through your color.
Really cool.
So like there's a little scientific tidbit about using watercolor is that it's transparent and light reflects back through it from the surface of your paper. And so like to make my colors always look really bright and beautiful, I wanted to make sure that we had the best paper that would make it look the best every time you color.
Very neat. Yeah, and you can get these on Scrapbook.com. So if you're on the Scrapbook.com Facebook page, or if you're watching this somewhere else, you can hop over and like our Facebook page and check out our website, Scrapbook.com. Very easy, and you can find all these supplies there too, which is pretty cool. So if you want to color with Ken Oliver's beautiful papers and color bursts, and you like this tutorial and want to make your own, that's where you can find the supplies.
And this assortment is called Heirloom Roses, and they're called coloring cards.
Okay.
Because when you get done with them, you'll have a beautiful little rose painting that you could apply to a card front and send it as a card.
This is so perfect for Mother's Day.
Oh, I know, and that's coming up.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do with that, then that card that you've given to somebody, they think it's a beautiful watercolor.
Yeah.
They might frame it.
Yeah, they could keep the card in a frame. What a good idea.
And you're also not restricted to using color burst. If you like using watercolor pencils or Prismacolor or markers, any kind of color, whatever your favorite coloring medium is, you could always do that. I even did some of these at home in oil pastels.
Oh, did you?
And framed them, and they look beautiful.
Oh.
They look beautiful.
Wow.
So you're not restricted to color burst, but color burst is a really fun way to color these.
Well, I'm excited about the powder thing.
So to get started, I've selected a color palette here that includes Peony from the Fresh Florals assortment. It also has Olive Green from the Rich Moroccan Shades assortment, and Gamboge from the Rich Moroccan Shades assortment. Gamboge is a beautiful golden yellow color. Have you heard of it before?
No.
It is it's warm, it's luscious.
Gamboge, okay.
Gamboge, yeah. And historically, Gamboge was made from a yellow resin that was ground into powder, pulverized into powder, and then made into paint.
Wow.
And it was very expensive.
Right.
But now we can do it with other pigments.
Yeah.
But historically, it was one of the most expensive pigments to own because it was made from resin.
Right. That's very neat.
I'm full of useless information.
I know, I like it. I like hearing where pigments come from. It's really interesting to me.
Aside from being an artist, part of my mind is also a scientist.
Right.
And I love to study the detail of things. Yeah. I like to understand how things work.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about being a crafter or an artist, is learning and understanding the properties of the products that you work with, whether it's an adhesive or a color or even paper.
Yeah.
You know, understanding how they work will make your work better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to tap out some color burst powder into a little paint palette. And it doesn't take a lot because color burst is really intense. In fact, some of my friends call it the powder with the power.
The powder with the power. I like that.
Because
that's a good nickname.
It's intense. Like the color is so, well, I mean, you can see, I'm just going to you can see how intense that color is. And I think back here behind me, I have the color chart of all the color burst colors.
Yeah.
And there are 30 colors now, and they're all so bright and intense. Yeah. Okay, so let's color.
I'm staring at them.
So get your brush wet, and if you want to, dry a little bit of the water off, and then grab a little bit of color burst powder just on the tip of your brush like that.
That's really strong.
Oh, geez, Margie.
Oh, geez.
And then we're going to color just a little bit, and kind of color like where you see the darkest area of the petal. Okay. So it would be toward the center of the rose, or and there, in fact, there are even little shade lines in there.
Yeah, I see
where
those.
you can kind of see. All right. So paint a little bit of pigment in there.
There we go.
And I gave you an option if there's a smaller brush there too, if that feels like it's too big for you.
Oh, thank you.
And whenever you get some pigment in there, let's rinse our brush.
Okay.
And wipe it on your pants. You can use a paper towel. And then the rest of that petal, I'm just going to color it with water.
Okay.
So my brush is wet, but I really don't have any pigment. I'm just using the water that's on my brush. Right. And just pull that pigment right up. And it's the coolest thing because you're really coloring with water. Get it?
Yeah,
Watercolor.
Hey, coming full circle.
Thanks for having me here today. I am so super stoked to be here at Scrapbook.com.
Yeah, of course. No,
and look how beautiful that is. Just like with a little bit of water and a little bit of color burst. We've created that beautiful petal with lots of shading, but I really just let the color burst and the water do my work. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because I feel like all I'm doing is kind of just barely poking at the paint and just kind of moving it around really is all I'm doing. It's kind of meditative too.
It is. It's so zen-like. What I love about coloring with color bursts is very zen-like. Look how beautiful that is.
Wow. I love that.
Excuse me. I forgot to wipe it on my pants and I got too much water.
It's the first rule.
It is. Well, I'm excited today.
So for everybody watching, if you're just tuning in, this is Scrapbook.com and we have artist and designer Ken Oliver here with us, and we are learning how to color with Color Burst. We're having a lot of fun here, and he's showing us a couple little techniques to fill in these roses here. You're a lot faster than I am. Okay.
It's all right though. Take your time because it should be relaxing.
Right.
You know, like when you create something, you should have this feeling of euphoria. Yeah. I like to get into a zone where I kind of feel like I'm running through a field of daisies on a cloudless day.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, just free and happy.
Go to your happy place.
Yeah, it's all good.
Think of what my happy place is. I don't know. Probably something to do with butterflies.
Oh, really?
I love butterflies.
I kind of guessed you for a unicorn girl.
Unicorns? I do like unicorns.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You gotta. Let's see here. So are the color bursts blendable? Like, can you mix the pigments together?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
That's the beauty of watercolor.
Yeah, create all your own hues. Probably move around more with this. Very
pretty. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. All that Arizona dust here.
It is, and it's beautiful now. There are a lot of beautiful flowers blooming.
Yeah.
But that also means there's a little bit of pollen in the air. But it's so beautiful right now in Arizona. Yeah. The bougainvilleas are blooming and the oleanders. And trust me, I've been inspired by all the beautiful colors.
Yeah. So where are you from, Ken?
You know, I'm from southern Indiana.
Okay.
I live in southern Indiana. But, you know, I lived out here until about 3 years ago. And I moved back to Indiana. And I love it there. I live right on the Ohio River.
Oh, pretty.
And I'm treated to beautiful sunsets every day of the week.
That is nice. So I want to show you guys what we're giving away here for everyone watching. So thank you so much for tuning in with us as we are getting in kind of our meditative zen here, coloring our roses with Ken Oliver's Color Burst, which you can get at Scrapbook.com. We also have his beautiful, really white papers that let that paint show through so you get really vibrant colors. But we have a couple things that we're giving away. We're going to be giving away this beautiful mat board painting that Ken did, and he also signed it. Somewhere in here, right down there, yep, on the bottom. And a piece of really nice paper here that he also created. We'll give that away too, and you can make a layout with that. You can hang it up in your house, what have you. But we're going to be giving both of these to one lucky winner. And in order to be qualified to win these, you want to go to our Instagram page, and that link should be right above my head, above the video. And go to the Instagram page, find the post about this. It'll be the last post you see, the first one on the page. And you want to comment, say what you like about it, say if you've used Color Burst before, if you've used watercolor, say hi to Ken, whatever you want to say. But go ahead and leave a comment, and you will be entered to win these beautiful pieces of art and all the specs that you need to know about that are on Instagram.
Well, and you know the other thing that's cool?
Yeah.
Because we used, we did a video tutorial on that yesterday.
Okay.
And coming soon, there's going to be a video tutorial of how you can make that for yourself.
Oh, cool.
So it'll have links to like the mixed media map board and the color burst.
Perfect.
And we used a stencil from the Crafters Workshop.
Okay, so you'll be able to see everything.
Yeah,
you
there's
need
going to be a
eventually.
video where you can actually learn how to make that for yourself. And framed, that would be a beautiful piece for, to give as a present for Mother's Day.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my mom would really like that.
And she'll think that you're a wonderful artist.
That's true.
And she will not know that you just spritzed and sprinkled with color burst.
You don't have to share your secrets.
No.
Just create the work.
That's what they say about a good artist. Never reveal your source. Have you heard that?
I have heard that before.
So there's a question from
Yes.
Teresa, and she asks, what do you prefer to use to set the paintings after finished?
You know, that is a good question. And really, there are a number of spray fixatives that you can use that it's designed for use with pastels and watercolor. For a lot of things that I do at home, I really don't seal them afterwards because if it's under glass or if it's hanging on the wall, it's highly unlikely that water is going to spray in my living room. You know, but there is a spray fixative that you can use. And if you're using it on card fronts, there's also another product from Judykins that is a sealer that you just get and rub on there, and then it fixes it.
And when is it appropriate to spray? Like you said that you oftentimes don't. So depending on where it's hanging, or
or depending on how it's going to be used. If you wanted to seal, I really never seal anything, but because to me that's part of the immediacy of watercolor. I'm not if it's hanging on the wall behind glass, it's not necessarily.
Right.
If it's a card, you could seal it if you want to.
Okay.
But chances are that card that you send to somebody, it's not going to get wet unless it's so beautiful that they start to weep whenever they see it and their tears fall onto it.
You might need to start spraying them just in case.
So, but there's a spray sealer that's great for that.
Okay. That's very good to know. Like, in my zone here.
I know coloring is so meditative. I can understand why everybody loves to color.
Yeah.
When I'm coloring something, I actually can, 2 or 3 hours can pass, and I'll have forgotten even what time it is.
Oh my gosh.
Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, it does. Just the whole day will go by creating.
Oh, look how pretty that is.
So for everybody just joining us now, can you explain again what we're working with?
Yeah, we're creating a beautiful hand-painted rose using color burst and color card heirloom roses. And the color cards are actually heirloom roses designs that are pre-printed onto my water media paper that I selected to work with color burst.
Yeah, I really like this paper. The colors are really bright with it.
I know, they really shine. But it's because that paper is so white that light reflects off of it and through your color burst and really makes those colors show up.
Do you have a favorite color that you've made? The color bursts? Like picking a favorite kid or a favorite pet?
It kind of changes season to season, but I really love this gamboge because it's a beautiful, bright yellow color.
Yeah.
It's just so gorgeous. I love that color. I also love this color, cerulean blue.
Ooh.
My whole life, ever since I was a little kid, cerulean blue has been one of my favorite watercolor colors because cerulean blue is like the color of a springtime sky.
And it's your daisy field.
Yeah.
A happy place.
It is in my happy place, but it's like the most beautiful sky blue that you've ever seen. And I just remember when I was a kid, cerulean blue seemed like it was really inexpensive paint to buy. So anytime that I could afford to buy a tube of cerulean blue, I was in my happy place.
There's another question. Can you use bronzing powders and glitters on top or mixed with?
I've never had that question before.
Okay.
But we do have a liquid watercolors to actually use with color burst are called liquid metals and also mineral burst. And those will give you very shimmery effects when you use them with color burst.
Okay,
Look how
Great,
shiny.
thank you.
Like
Yeah.
really metallic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really metallic.
That is a really good question.
I've never heard of
Creative.
using bronzing powders before.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Thank you.
You're faster than me now.
Well, I wasn't.
I've been talking too much.
I know, I'm just staring at it like really close. And here, I'll turn it so you guys can see. So this is Ken Oliver's Color Burst, and we sell the Color Burst at Scrapbook.com if you're interested in either learning more about it or would like to try it out yourself or just read a little bit about it. You can go to Scrapbook.com and you can find Color Burst there. And this is the Color Burst powder. But there's also liquid
Metals.
as well.
And those
that-
are to use with color burst to give
Yeah.
you like shimmery metallic effects in your watercolors.
Very pretty. And we're using Ken Oliver's paper that he selected to go along with Color Burst and some round brushes, and we're coloring them in just like we're doing a coloring book,
Yeah.
except it's a beautiful little handmade painting that could be on a layout, a card, all sorts of stuff. And I love the example that you did too. It's very vibrant.
I'm getting very zen. There's going to be a full-length video of creating this project on Scrapbook.com too.
Oh, wow. That's really exciting. And also for everyone who's just joining us, we're doing a little giveaway that I mentioned before, but if you just hopped on, because I know people hop in and out of Facebook Live all the time, so just if you're just joining us or need a reminder or forgot about this when you're watching the Watercolor Zen, we're giving away a piece of art that Ken Oliver made, and he signed it, as well as a page that can be used. It's a piece of art too, but it can be used as a layout, hang up in your house. You can use that one for your own crafting and hang up one, or choose what you want to do with them. But in order to win that, you want to hop over to the Scrapbook.com Instagram page, and that link is right above this video. So when the video is over, you can just click on that link and go over to Instagram, and you'll find everything you need to know about how to win these beautiful pieces of art. I love this one because you can see all these tiny different colors within one area.
That's really fun to
Yeah,
do, using a
really
stencil
pretty.
with color burst. It's really fun. So if you want to learn how to do it, there'll be a video very soon on Scrapbook.com.
Yay! That's so exciting.
Man, I'm loving this. I'm getting in my Zen place.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, because now it's starting to look like a really cool rose.
I know, I always, when I'm creating, like, there's this point where I'd say a third of the way through, and I look at it and I'm like, oh no, like, that's just not at all
Oh, yeah.
what's happening, and then it comes together, and I'm like, oh, jeez.
What have I
Goodness.
done?
Yeah, what is happening? But no, it always turns out.
What kind of hot mess is this? Usually that's when I wad it up and throw it away.
Oh no!
It's terrible. I hate it.
We all have those moments. All right, when can I start playing with the yellow one? I keep thinking about it.
The yellow's going to be our background.
Our background.
Yeah, so we could do that next if you want to.
Yeah.
Let me finish my one little rose here.
Okay.
I'll have a sense of accomplishment. Look, you're already like on your second one.
Yeah, but I'm really just
I'm
going
getting
to town here.
I'm getting too zen.
I have this, like, we all have our own processes as creators and artists and crafters, and I have this, when I'm painting, if I don't finish it in one sitting, I never go back to it. It's just like my
really?
own, yeah, it's just, I don't know.
That's why I
the way
like
am.
watercolor, because there's an immediacy to it.
Yeah.
That makes you want to
I
finish
need instant
quickly.
gratification.
Right. That's funny. So, wow, they look so good.
Yeah, yours is beautiful. All right, should we do the background?
It's gorgeous.
Yay.
Yeah, let's do the background.
Yeah.
Before you move, though, before you do anything else.
Am I gonna get paint on my pants?
No, but I want to make sure that your roses are nice and dry.
Oh, okay.
Just so when we come in with the background color,
Oh, it doesn't.
we're not going to
bleed in.
blend, right?
Okay. So you can use a heat tool and dry it
Yeah,
to make
to
your...
speed it up.
Oh, that's nice.
Look how pretty that looks.
Yay!
I'm like ultra jealous.
Aw.
And it's so cool because like depending on your own coloring style, like to me, these look really kind of like impressionistic.
Yeah,
like
I
impressionistic
love
artists.
impressionistic painting.
All right, so we're going to paint the background now.
Okay.
And this is going to be a little bit different than anything that we've done so far because this is a different technique. We're going to like paint almost like a wash.
Okay.
So I want you to get some clean water on your brush, and we're just going to work on this lower quadrant. So paint around the leaves, kind of outline around the leaves, and get your paper nice and wet.
So we're just painting with water.
We're
for
just
this
painting
effect.
with clear water.
Okay.
And paint around the rose, but don't touch your petals.
Okay.
Just paint right up to them, but don't touch them.
Okay.
And that's easier than it sounds.
Right.
No, it is. Look, I did it. Well, using that round brush, because you've got a fine point on there, you can really kind of guide where you put your water. I love watercoloring. This has just made me so happy that we're doing this little coloring project.
I agree.
I'm going to turn my paper a little bit.
I had a teacher once who said that watercoloring was the most philosophical way to paint.
Really?
Yeah, this is just what she said, and I was like, I guess I kind of relate with that because it is that kind of Zen thing, and the paint kind of moves itself, and you just encourage it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fun
I love
mentality
it.
to
Well,
have.
I love it because I'm lazy,
Oh.
and I like to let the water and the color burst do the work for me. And I just
That makes sense.
I just put the color burst where I think it should go, and then I'll let the water do the work. Because I'm a lazy artist.
You're like, just paint, move.
One time, one of my instructors, actually a professor, told me that I would never have a career in art because I was not disciplined enough.
See, it doesn't matter what people say. Dreams come true.
So I'm tapping some.
So I did this whole bottom part. Is that
Yep.
good?
So I'm tapping some gamboge color bursts on. That's that beautiful, rich, golden color. And I'm with a clean brush.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab some of that on my brush. And then where we've painted water, I'm going to go back and put some gamboge on there. And look how that gamboge and the water, they do the work for you.
It just sort of spreads around.
Yeah, it blends on its own.
This is very vibrant.
Isn't it nice? I think it's why it's my favorite, one of my favorite colors, because it is so incredibly rich and vibrant.
Yeah, wow. It's almost orangey, but not quite.
Yeah, it's just like a golden.
So what happens if if some of the color from the background gets in your rose? Would you, just go with it, or?
It would depend on like the extent.
Yeah.
But this color actually on the background on that rose might look like like a piece of dappled sunlight
Yeah, it could
on
be
that
really
rose,
pretty.
and it could just look like a highlight. So I probably wouldn't do anything except
just leave
just
it.
like say, "Wow, I'm happy that happened."
Serendipitous.
There's a question about how many colors per set. that
There
you
are
have.
6 colors in each set. I think you can also purchase them in an open stock if you only want to buy 1 or 2 colors. And so each set has 6 colors.
Yep, but then you can also get individual ones. So if you find if you get a set and one of them is like your absolute favorite and you use it all up, you don't have to purchase a whole nother set. If you still have the other ones, you can just go replace the
Yep.
single, which is nice. And you can get those on Scrapbook.com.
If you want to see, I could hold the color chart up again so you can get a better look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see, where did that go?
Like right behind you.
I can kind of run through the color sets.
Yeah.
This is the this is the Brights assortment. And the Brights assortment include your primary colors like red, yellow, and blue, and your secondary colors like orange, green, and violet. These are called the warm earth tones, and these are really kind of spicy colors. Can you see how they're like almost muted, like
I like
burnt orange is like a really spicy orange. This one has a sepia, which is a red warm brown. This is called Caribbean Brights. Oh, and these colors, they are the colors of the islands. There's fuchsia
the tangerine.
and tangerine and chartreuse
Those are pretty.
and lime green. And look at that turquoise.
Wow.
That turquoise is so luscious.
Looks
You
like
wanna
an
take-
ocean.
Yeah, you want to take a
Yeah.
dive in it. An orchid. And then rich Moroccan shades. That assortment includes a brown and a black, in addition to cadmium scarlet,
The gamboge
gamboge,
that we're using.
olive green, and cerulean blue.
Your favorite.
And this is the newest assortment of fresh florals, and that includes peony, marigold, Naples yellow, sap green, Prussian blue, and wisteria.
Yeah, and I love that. It's one of my favorite things about watercolor, how it just kind of forms its own unique shapes within them. Yeah.
So would you suggest these for beginner watercolorists?
Oh, absolutely. Because it's so versatile. Because we've put color burst into this little bottle, it has a fine tip applicator. And you can actually sprinkle that and direct a color burst onto a background wherever you want it. It makes it really, really
Yeah, that's how I've used it, powdering it on a wet piece
right.
of paper.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is absolutely the best watercolor for a beginning watercolorist.
Wow.
Thank you.
And with so many
Good
colors,
questions.
I mean, yeah, really good questions. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to keep asking. We are live, and Ken's here with us, and he can answer them for you, so it's really exciting. So if you're just joining us or you've been watching, thank you so much. Don't forget to like our Scrapbook.com Facebook page, and then you'll be in the know about all of our Facebook Live videos where we have special guest designers. We make tutorials to show you. We have a lot of fun, so it's something you don't want to miss out on. Also, don't forget to go to our Scrapbook.com website where you can find all the color bursts and read more about it. You can find project ideas, all sorts of goodies there. So that's definitely one place you'll want to check out. And then also, don't forget to check out our Instagram page, which the link is above this video, in order to be entered to win this beautiful piece of art that Ken Oliver created here at Scrapbook.com, and he even signed it on the bottom. And this is just such a beautiful piece of art for your home. Could be a Mother's Day gift, what have you. So you'll want to hop over to our Instagram page and you'll find out how to enter there.
And the cool thing is, if you
Yeah.
don't win, there's going to be a video tutorial so you can learn how to make it for yourself.
Yeah, or you could, I mean, even if you did win, you could have
Sorry.
two. Oh, you're fine.
I'm sorry, that's embarrassing. But I think
Oh,
it is
no.
like it is the dust or something.
Yeah, my stepmother's in town visiting, and she's been having all sorts of problems with the dust. Because if you're not used to it, it really takes a bit to get used to, especially in the spring. I've noticed. But
Well, it's because so many things are blooming.
yeah,
Look how pretty that is.
that looks beautiful. Very nice. Wow, this looks like, is this shimmery?
No, it's not. Your brush might have had some liquid metals on it.
The liquid. Okay,
From
so if you
before.
want it shimmery.
Yeah, you can add liquid metals in it.
I was like,
certainly.
this is barely, vaguely a little shimmery.
And it could be the water reflecting on the paper too until it's completely
Pretty.
dry.
Yeah. Shall we test the green real quick?
Let's do it. I want to dry the background before we
Yeah.
start with the green.
So now we're just drying the watercolor so we can go in and add some more color without it blending all funny and getting like shades of brown that we don't really want in there. I'm going to dry it off with the heat tool a little bit.
And you know what? You might notice that the watercolor paper buckles a little bit
Yeah, it does.
when you get it wet, but then when you get it dry, it flattens back out.
Oh, okay, really? We can maybe flatten it a little bit. Pretty.
So we're going to use kind of the same technique for
Okay.
the leaves as we did at the petals.
Okay.
And we're going to use olive green.
Pretty. From your new...
This is from the Rich Moroccan Shades.
Oh, from the Rich Moroccan
Yeah,
Shades,
it's a
okay.
beautiful shade of, it's just olive green. It's so nice.
Oh, yeah, I was admiring that one on the color chart there.
I'm going to tap out a little bit in the paint palette.
Oh.
And then same as before with a wet brush
Okay.
that's clean. Make sure that you've rinsed out your brush so you've got clean water on there, and wipe it on your pants. Grab just a little bit of olive green.
Whoa, it's weird because it's like a pink color and then...
Well, yeah, you know what? It's a compound color.
yeah.
The olive green has components of orange in it, and some blue and some black. So you'll see like some little flecks of different color on there. And when you shake it out, it actually looks orange, but whenever you add water, it turns to olive green. Now, I'm going to do mine by just painting a little bit of olive green
Okay.
along the lines of that leaf.
Okay.
I'm going to paint a little bit around the edge. Not exactly like I'm outlining it, but just to give some definition to that leaf.
Okay.
Thank y'all for having me today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so
no, thank you
excited
for
to be
coming.
here. And I love
really nice.
Facebook Live.
I know, they're so much fun. We've been doing quite a few of them now, and we love them, and we love that you guys are joining us live and checking it out.
I'd ask you all to follow me on Facebook Live too. My page is Ken Oliver Crafts.
Yeah.
And I have do Facebook Lives from my studio really a number of times a week.
Wow. Yeah, so where else can people find you? On
I'm on
channels?
Instagram at Ken Oliver Crafts and on Facebook at Ken Oliver Crafts.
Oh, perfect. Ken Oliver Crafts. And I'll put that in the comments later after live for anyone who wants to hop over and follow Ken on his social channels too. So same thing, we're just going to add a little bit of water to do shading.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty.
So, you might not have noticed, you might have, like, on my hands, like, I have a lot of little bites. I have a new puppy.
Oh, you
And,
too.
yeah, and so, like, I share pictures of my puppy on Instagram and on my Facebook page. And he is so cute.
Oh, what kind of puppy is he?
He's a little Australian Shepherd.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He looks like a little stuffed animal. He's so cute. And he has so many girlfriends.
What?
He has so many girlfriends, you would not believe it. I think the first time I posted his picture, he got 1,200 likes.
Oh, of
More
course.
than I ever have.
You have to bring him on Facebook Live with you.
I do at home.
Yeah.
There's a question about what weight of paper is best to use.
You know, I would use a heavyweight watercolor paper. I believe this is 120 pound. I would use something that's that heavy or heavier. Like there's much heavier watercolor paper that you can heavier weight. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's those heavyweight papers are quite expensive. Yeah. And I wanted to bring a paper that would be a really high quality paper, but also economical. Gotcha. So this water media paper that I have is actually like the best value that I found. I love using that expensive watercolor paper like Arch has cold press, mm-hmm. but really as much paper as I use and for the kinds of things that we do, you know, like making cards and creating paintings at home, this paper is great for that because it's a high quality paper that's heavy, but it's also not cost prohibitive. Yeah. You know, like with some watercolor paper can be like $40 or $50 a sheet. Yeah. And if I messed up a $40 or $50 sheet of watercolor paper,
that's an expensive mistake.
I would have a hard
bad.
I would have a hard time with that.
Yeah. Well, and these, I mean, they're not really, like he said, they're buckling a little bit, but they're withstanding really well, and they can flatten out once they're dry, which is really
that's
nice.
Natural. All watercolor paper will buckle a little bit whenever it's wet. That just has to do with the fibers of the paper absorbing water at different rates. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Very lovely.
Well, see, that looks realistic.
Thank you.
Dang, you're good.
It's fun. I'm getting in my zone here.
It is really relaxing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go take a nap now.
I know, I feel that way after I paint sometimes too. I'm like, took all my energy and my thoughts out of me. So if you guys want to see more tutorials and more special guests that we have at Scrapbook.com, go ahead and give the Scrapbook.com Facebook page a like. And we go live occasionally, and if you want to be in on the know, liking us is the best way to see what we have going on. We also post inspiration, ideas, all sorts of stuff, special sales we have going on in the Scrapbook.com store even. So you can get a lot of information by liking us. And also, you can go to our website and see a lot more inspiration there. You can see the color burst that we're playing with from Ken Oliver. Turn this around for you. We're using a few of his powdered watercolor pigments here. Like this beautiful shade, Gamboge. There we go, get the glare off. I'm like watching it in the camera. And peony, another really pretty color we used on the rose.
And just look how cool these turned out.
I know.
How long have we taken? Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. And they already look like a beautiful piece of art that'd be perfect to hang in your home, give to your mom for Mother's Day. You can even do this with your friends.
You know,
Drawing your own
and these are
pictures.
easy to frame too because this is
Yeah.
5x7.
Oh.
A lot of the standard 8x10 mats that you buy,
they have the
5x7 mat already cut and included with them. So it's like super easy if
Yeah.
you wanted to frame this and give it as a gift to just get that frame with a pre-cut mat. Bam.
And that's the paper here that we're using,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you show them the paper one more time?
Oh yeah. Well, we have remember, you buy this with the design pre-printed
Yes,
on it,
this one has
and
pre-printed.
it has 4 designs in it. They're called color card,
Oh.
and heirloom roses is this assortment.
And you can get those at Scrapbook.com. So thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget about the giveaway. I'll mention that one more time as we close up here. If you want to win this beautiful piece of art made by Ken Oliver, you can go to our Instagram page, and that link is right above our little heads here, above the video, and so you can find that there. And thank you so much for showing us your color bursts,
Thank
showing
you.
me this technique. I didn't know you could color with them, and now I want to just sit the rest of the afternoon and do that.
I know. We'll be
Kind of
coloring
a
for the
thing.
rest of the day.
Yeah. Super fun. Anyway, thanks so much, Ken.
Thank you.
And I'll be posting in the comments in just a little while his social media stuff. So you can follow him. You can see his cute new puppy,
Oh yeah,
What's
his
his
name's
name?
Baxter.
Baxter. You can see Baxter.
He's a doll.
And all the watercolor fun. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.